Jada has bad news for Xander at the Demara manse. Kristen opened the door to Brady, who appeared with balloons, chocolates, and a large stuffed bear as Valentine's Day gifts for Rachel. Rachel rushed into Brady's arms before leaving to recoup a Valentine's Day card that she had written for him. Kristen surprised Brady when she said that she felt envious because of the absence of love in her life. Brady snapped that he hoped Kristen did not have any visions about the two getting back together. Brady was blunt when he said that cards, flowers, and other Valentine's Day gifts would no way be transferred from him to Kristen. Kristen tried to goad Brady when she asked if he minded going to bed by himself night after night. Kristen asked Brady to explore the possibility of a relationship. Brady closed his eyes in unbelief. God, it's times like this when I know, that you're authentic, Brady scarfed in unbelief. Brady appertained to his and Kristen's relationship as a train wreck and an agony. Kristen claimed that she loved Brady, who grew more irate. Brady yelled that Kristen had ravished Eric. Kristen pushed back, and she said that Eric had forgiven her. When the two argued, they soon set up themselves in a crying match. Rachel returned in time to hear Brady yelling at Kristen. "Stop it! Do not speak to her like that," Rachel yelled. Brady tried to apologize, but Rachel said that all Brady and Kristen did was fight. Rachel yelled for Kristen and Brady to shut up, and she ripped her Valentine's Day card. Kristen asked Brady to leave. Brady said that he loved Rachel, and he left after kissing her on the forepart. After Brady left, Kristen sought to assure Rachel that everything was right. Rachel remained worried, and she asked why Kristen and Brady were always fighting. At the same time, Brady stood outside the manse, and he fussed at himself for having let his wrathfulness catch him again. At the Spectator office, Stephanie and Everett were relieved to see that Chad was physically okay after the fire at the Horton house. Chad thanked Stephanie and Everett for their support. Stephanie entered a textbook, and she left. Latterly, Everett supposed that Chad had commodity on his mind, and he asked Chad to entrust in him. "I suppose it was wildfire. Someone was trying to kill us," Chad said. Chad told Everett about the call Chad had entered from someone using a malformed voice from a blocked number. "Perhaps coming time, you will hear," Chad recalled the voice having said. Everett agreed when Chad said that Clyde had to have been responsible for the fire, but he advised that Clyde had the means to continue his reign of terror for indefinitely longer. Everett agreed to help when Chad pledged to take down Clyde. In the lobby of the Salem police station, Ava and Stefan agreed to answer questions from Jada. Jada said that someone had transferred Harris a communication that had allured him to the lading jetties of the bistro. Ava was stunned when Jada said that Ava had transferred the communication. Ava swore that she would no way transferred Harris a textbook. Jada said that Ava's phone could have been wormed, and she left after thanking Ava and Stefan for having visited. After Jada stepped down, Ava was distraught as she wondered who had shot Harris. Stefan said that Ava was not to condemn because the phone had been wormed. Ava declined when Stefan offered to take her to lunch, and she said that there was nearly she demanded to be. Latterly, in the sanitarium tabernacle, Ava lit a candle for Harris, and she contended with God to save Harris. Stefan slipped and slipped his hand over Ava's for comfort. Ava said that she had tried to sit with Harris, but that the sanitarium's nurses had told her the room was out limits because she was not family. Ava bothered that she and Stefan would no way be free of Clyde. Stefan said that he and Ava were at Clyde's mercy, as long as Clyde was alive. Stefan and Ava regretted that they had been cornered by Clyde when they had been vulnerable. Ava sluggishly jounced her head as she goggled ahead with a distant look in her eye. "Yeah. I do not like vulnerable. I am Ava Vitali, for God's sake. I am supposed to be strong and fierce. And I am not supposed to let anybody blackjack me or scarify me. But I did. That was weak. And now Harris might. The last study that has gone nago through his head is that I demanded him. He was on that wharf because of me," Ava said. Stefan slipped an arm around Ava, and he said that she was not alone. Stefan pledged that he and Ava would get through effects together. Back at the police station, Stephanie visited Jada to invite Jada and Rafe to join her and Stephanie's Swain for regale. Jada agreed. Stephanie was happy. Latterly, Stephanie set up Everett on a domain bench in Horton Town Square. Stephanie mentioned her plans to introduce Everett to Rafe and Jada. "How can I say no?" Everett said before he and Stephanie kissed. In the interrogation room at the Salem police station, Sarah visited Xander, who was shackled to a president. Xander swore on Victoria's life that he had not shot Harris. Sarah said that she knew Xander was not able of committing murder in cold blood. Xander grew emotional as he thanked Sarah for believing in him. Justin entered, and he participated that he'd agreed to represent Xander. When Justin said that Doug, Julie, and Chad were all doing as well as anticipated, Xander asked if he'd missed Commodity. Xander expressed shock when he learned about the fire at the Horton home. What the hell happened in Salem last night, he wondered. Justin began to question Xander about his whereabouts the former night, and he asked about the textbook Xander had entered. "Is it done? What is that all about?" Justin asked. Xander said that he truly had no idea, but he added that there was Commodity differently he demanded to mention. Xander recalled having entered a call from a malformed voice using a blocked number days. Xander said the person's voice had asked him to exclude someone. Just also, Jada entered. Jada surprised everyone when she produced an substantiation bag that contained a handgun. Jada said that the gun had been recovered in Xander's apartment the former night. And ballistics just verified that this is the same gun that shot Detective Harris Michaels, Jada added. Sarah looked at Xander in unbelief. Robert Scott Wilson and Deidre Hall are a dream team now. This is a fellowship that we love to see both on screen and out. Days of Our Lives star Deidre Hall lately participated a print with her co-star, Robert Scott Wilson. And wouldn't you know, they were twinning in plaid. Keep reading below for everything you need to know. Days of Our Lives stars Robert Scott Wilson and Deidre Hall are a dream team. Deidre identified her print with, "If you do a thing long enough people start to copy you." At Robert Scott Wilson at Days Peacock #Days. Numerous of Deidre's social media followers reflected on the print with, "My dream platoon coming through with the matching wardrobe #Great minds," along with, "Always giving good face." Back in January 2023 and in an interview with television bigwig, Deidre opened up about Marlena and exactly what suckers will see when she'll be with the Angels. She said, "Well, she's with Kate, Lauren Koslow, and Kayla, Mary Beth Evans, so just as an actor, let me just say, oh my gosh, what fun was that? Oh my gosh, what fun was that? Not just because I love those two women further than anything, but because we do get to circulate, we do get to hang out together. So all of a unforeseen to be on stage with two of my dearest musketeers, so important fun. And they couldn't throw us off because we were working." Days of Our Lives news. Deidre and RSW's work relationship. Robert Scott Wilson added that his character surely meddled up when he didn't allow Stephanie to be with Kayla right before her death. He said, "Granted, he kind of meddled up effects lately with Stephanie, he kind of pulled a bonehead initiative, but he was really doing what he allowed. Was okay. He wasn't trying to designedly hurt anybody with the process, but unfortunately, bad move at the bad time, and that really took him out. So he's going to be making up for that for a while." DOL charade on the Peacock streaming service. Tell us, what do you suppose of this story? Drop us a line in our commentary section below with your studies. Also, watch this space as we've a feeling there's so much further juicy drama to come. Also, don't forget to come back right then for all the rearmost news and gossip about all of your favorite British royals, Hollywood actors, and reality TV stars. We've got you covered.